How old were you when you came to Christ, and what were you like before you had God? So, um, good question. Kind of tricky answer. I believe I became a Christian at 7 years old. I was raised in the church by faithful parents who love God and serve as much as they can in the church and are just super faithful Christians. Um, and so I was raised in church and around church. And so I came to Christ at 7, and I didn't really understand much about it, but I knew that's what needed to happen. I needed to trust God, and so I did. And I believe I was saved then. It wasn't until I was like 13 that I started to realize what that meant, and started to very shakily pursue God. And then, gosh, from then even onward until a couple years ago, it was very up and down. I didn't have really a life of sin, or like I had a life of sin, but like didn't have this distinct life before and after Christ, because I was still very young when I changed, when God changed me. But from then, I then got into, I ran into a huge struggle, decade plus long struggle with lust that I'm still fighting. And that didn't come about until after I was saved. So that is just a regret that I have. But it's allowed me to help people and reach people. And then the biggest change in my life came a couple years ago when I was just overwhelmed with depression and anxiety, and had the realization that I had never actually just run after God, just like tear after God. Just in my free time, the time that I have, I'm just going to focus on glorifying God and getting to know God. And that is when my life really changed. That is when I started to see, he took away my anxiety and depression. And I sought after God in that moment, and he met me there. And my life has not been the same since. Yeah, it's just so different.